Welcome to the Pum Pum Chronicles. I am your host, Badass Jones.
I gotta figure out how to get ready before the camera starts rolling. That seems to be a thing. Ooh. Hello, hello. Welcome. Great organza, my darling. I'll be right back. I'm here. Greetings. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay? I always worry about the sound. Making sure that the volume is up high enough for everyone to hear me. Ms. Recipes on Lingerie. What? Hi, how are you? Mr. Gone 914, greetings. The Third Eye Photographer, greetings. Sending love and blessings to everyone. I hope that everybody is good. Hiyo. So, we're going to wait a couple more minutes. Shamar Moore's Weird What's up? Good evening. Angie Young, welcome. I hope that everyone is feeling fantastic. Yes, I got rid of the pink hair. We're on to something a little bit darker for the fall, but you know me, I'll change it up a little bit. So, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, and then we're going to go over the house rules, and then we are going to get started with our topics of discussion for the evening. I hope everyone's great. I hope everyone's having a great evening. Goody, wappin'. Hello. Paul 4028, you're too strong for this. I don't know what that means, but okay. So tonight, what are we talking about tonight? We are talking about people who send out mixed messages when they take flirting a little bit too far, or they give the wrong impression to a person that's interested in them. We're going to talk about whether or not you can stop a person from cheating on you if you're in a relationship. And we are also going to talk about, oh my goodness, I forgot the other topic. Is that terrible? I don't know. Somebody has to remind me about the other topic because I completely forgot. Mr. Off-Pitch Hennessy, very nice to see you. Tupac 736, Yellow Black Moon, Wagwan. Aye, Kinks with Kiki. I'm so happy to see you. I hope you're feeling much better. So, before we get started, house rules. I do not accept chat requests from anybody who hasn't been pre-scheduled. So, if you want to join in this discussion, please feel free to do so. But outside of that, I don't really entertain conversation with random people because I'm just not able for certain things to happen and for people to act crazy and want to show me things that, I'm not really here for. So, Kinks with Kiki, I'm so happy that you're feeling much better. Sending you love and hugs as always, and strength and light. Okay, so we're going to get started. And then as people join in, they can join in the conversation. And thank you on the hair. Yeah, feeling, dark hair. It's fall, winter time. Get into something a little bit darker. Anyway, so one of the first conversations we're going to tackle, earlier this week, I had put up a post basically saying, people have this way, or there's certain people who have a way of sending mixed messages. Purple shells, my good girl. Big up yourself. So you have people that you'll come across in life who send mixed messages. And what I mean when I say that is you're single, they're single, you're interested, maybe they're a little bit interested, you're flirting with them, they're flirting with you, but they take it to a level that gives you the impression that you and them are in a relationship. So they have a lot of relationship talk for you. They've got a lot of relationship questions for you. They have a lot of relationship demands, expectations, and interpretations of your relationship. And when I say that, I mean, they'll say, oh, I don't want you going out on a date with anybody else because, you're mine. Or they'll do things like, call you. Like if you say you're going out on a date, they'll call you and they'll pick a fight with you or pick argument with you because you're out with somebody else, which gives you the impression that they have more feelings for you than they actually have, and leads you to feel like, you know, something more is going on between the two of you than is actually going on between the two of you. Nick, what's his guanin? Hi, Nick. Or like I said, they give relationship talk, or they have these relationship expectations of you when there is no relationship. So for me, the responsibility is twofold. The responsibility is the responsibility on both people's part, because on one hand, the person who is having these things put to them, you know what I mean? So I'm the woman, I'm on the receiving end, you know? So you as the man is saying to me like, oh, I don't want you going out with anybody else because you're mine. I don't want you entertaining these other guys because you're mine. You know, yeah, we're not in a relationship right now, but, you know, I'm working towards being in a relationship. They never make it clear that they want to be in a relationship with you. They say that they're working towards being in a relationship and things of that nature, right? For me, there's always a thing about clear communication and clear conversation, right? People flirt all day long, and because someone is flirting with you doesn't necessarily mean that that person is interested in being in a relationship with you. Instead of assuming that their flirtatious nature and when, you know, they're pseudo claiming you is an actual thing, ask them. Because 9 times out of 10, they'll rally back real quick, and they'll dress back their talk real quick, and they'll move off of that. Oh, well, no, I wasn't really saying I wanted to be in a relationship with you, and all these things. You have, you know, people who are in situations where they're with somebody that they don't necessarily want to be with, and you are like, you're more of an ideal fit for them in terms of a relationship, but they're not ready to move on from the situation that they're in because they don't want to leave sure for unsure, as it were. And so still, they'll give you these signs and these signals like they want to be in something with you, when in truth, they're not really ready to move on from the situation that they're in. Don't let yourself fall into that trap, right? Whether you're the person who's sending the mixed messages or you're on the receiving end of the mixed messages, for the person who's on the receiving end, don't fall for that bullshit. Don't fall for that game. Let flirting be flirting. Let harmless flirting be harmless flirting. Don't fall for the craziness. Unless somebody actually comes to claim you up, unless somebody actually says, you know what, I want to sit down and have a conversation with you about me and you being in something, like where's your head at, you know, what's going on and all that sort of stuff. Aboulé Ba et 506, bonjour, comment ça va? Yes, I spoke a little French. I don't just know how to French kiss. I can speak a little bit of French. Un petit peu. Anyhow, don't let yourself get sidetracked. Don't let yourself get sidebarred by that. Off pitch Hennessy. No clear and straight talks always. Let me know. But that's exactly my thing. It's like people are so afraid of having these conversations because I'm not sure what they think is going to happen. Like at the end of the day, the worst thing that can happen is that person will just be your friend or they won't, right? If you're not leading the person on, then you don't stand to lose a friendship. But if you're leading the person on, that's a very real possibility. You could end up losing the friendship. But again, why would you play with somebody's feelings? For me, I hate that. I hate when I know, like, especially if it's a guy that I know that, you know, he's got like 1 and 2 female friends. And then he's always, like he'll say things like, oh, I'm going to take you on a date. Or, you know, I really like you. I really care about you. You know, I don't want to see you get hurt. You know, you're mine. You know, oh, you know, I would kill for you. And he puts out all these feelings like, you know, those relationship talk, them relationship kind of feelings, but the person doesn't really mean it. They don't mean to be with you. They're just trying to give you some sort of false hope or some sort of false impression. Truth don't lie. But sometimes it might not be done on purpose, though. It is always done on purpose because you're not an idiot. And I don't mean you in particular. People are not stupid. People are not stupid. You are aware of your words, and words have power. You are aware of your words, and words have power. How are you going to say to somebody that, oh, well, you know, I didn't really mean it. I didn't really know what I was saying. No, unless you're unconscious, which I highly doubt, you're very aware of what it is that you're saying. Mass Main was going to, third topic is, oh, if you can be friends with your ex. Angie Young, you're the boss. You're the boss. You're the boss. Thank you. Anyways, people need to be mindful of the things that they say. People need to be mindful of the energy that they put out. People need to be mindful of the mixed messages that they give to people. You know what I mean? Make your intentions clear. If you're not intending to be with that person, don't lead them on. Don't string them along. Don't give them a false sense of hope. Don't make them feel like there's going to be something more from your relationship that there isn't. Don't tell people like, oh, you know, you're my girl. You know, you're my number one. You know, you're the most important woman in my life. When you say those things so that she understands clearly that it's in the capacity of a friendship, not in the capacity of somebody who's going to be with you. And you feel it. You can always feel when a woman starts to like you more than what it is. Cut that shit off and don't let her get to that place of feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't entertain anybody else. I can't date nobody else because, you know, he wants me. He just needs to get his shit together. I just need to give him time and I don't want to pressure him. Fuck all that. So what if someone takes some of the things you say too seriously? But again, how are you flirting with the person? If you're consistently saying to the woman, you know you're mine, you know you're my girl, you know you're my favorite, you know that there's no one but you know that I value you above everybody else, you know one of these days I'm going to marry you, you know you're my sweetheart, you know you're my boo. When you're saying all these relationship things and all these relationship words to a person, how else would they interpret it? Great Organza, if you're clear in your communication, there's no room for misunderstanding. Exactly. Oh, damn. Nick said, don't ask them to rent Airbnbs. Jeez, Lord, have mercy. Kinks with Kiki, Great Organza. Men are selfish. You know what, though? There are women who do it, too. I think people are selfish. People feel like, and I never like this saying because I feel like, well, if you have cake, you should eat it because cake tastes good, but we all know what the saying. People want to have their cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's nothing wrong with harmless flirting. It's when you take it to the extreme and you take it too far to give the person the impression like you're coming for them and they should wait for you. That's the shit that I don't like. Because when that person actually sits down and waits for you to come for them, they're sitting down waiting for you to get your shit together and come for them. And you know that you have no intention of ever doing that. Don't do it to that person. It's mean and it's selfish. Men are genius at saying all this and compartmentalizing other women. This is true. But again, I try as much as I can not to make generalized gender statements because I know women who do it as well, you know. Maybe our experiences as women have led us to the opinion that, you know, a lot of men are shitty and selfish and they do this on a very regular basis. I unfortunately have experienced it myself where, you know, you have somebody who is saying all the right things, who's telling you all these wonderful, nice things in your ear and making you believe that something is going on between the two of you. And they're messaging you every day and saying, hey, beautiful, I miss you. And hey, I want to talk to you and what's going on. And, you know, as soon as I get myself together, you know, I'm coming for you. You know, you're the one for me. And oh my gosh, I can't wait to be with you. And all these things where in their mind, you know, when you start to take it seriously and you start to think you're in a relationship with them, they want to turn around and say, well, it was just flirting. And it wasn't because somebody's feelings getting hurt. Truth, no lie. Everything that is said about men can be said about women. Absolutely. Absolutely. I said the same thing. And that's why I say I don't make generalized gender statements because people on a whole are shitty. I say all the time, fuck boys come in a female version as well. Because it's not just guys that do it, women do it too. So I would never, ever, you will never hear me say that that is a male trait. There are women who do the same thing. Absolutely. Mass main, don't ignore early red flags if it can come back to bite you. Absolutely. Making plans is not flirting. It definitely can. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Just be genuine and sincere in your intentions. That's all. If you know, again, we're all grown. We're not talking about 15 and 16-year-olds. We're talking about grown people who have sense, grown people who are aware, grown people who you would think have common sense, grown people who have feelings, grown people who, you know, should have a level of respect for their counterparts, regardless of who the person is, regardless of what the relationship is. You know, you cannot walk around intentionally and willfully damaging people's feelings and think that that shit is okay, because you know what? Karma is a motherfucker. Karma is a motherfucker, and whether or not it comes back to bite you, it will come back to get somebody who you love and somebody is close to you. I guarantee that shit hands down. It takes nothing from you to be a good and decent person. It takes nothing from you to not fuck around with somebody's feelings. And it takes nothing from you to just be upfront and honest, right? If you know you don't want that person, don't have them uproot their whole fucking life to be with you. Plain and simple. If you know you don't want that person, don't lead them on into thinking that you do. Whew, sorry. If all you, right, Great Organza, if all you want to do is fuck, just say so. If all you want to do is just be friends, just say so. Exactly. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Right? And again, we all flirt, and you go to get a coffee at Starbucks and you flirt with the girl behind the counter, you flirt with the guy behind the counter. You go to McDonald's, you pull up at the drive-thru, there's somebody cute in the window, you flirt with them. I'm not talking about that kind of harmless flirting. I'm talking about the type of flirting where you're intentionally leading someone on into thinking that they're in a relationship with you, or there's a possibility of them being in a relationship with you. That is the type of flirting I'm talking about. That's the type of mixed messages I'm talking about, and that's the type of leading on that I'm talking about, right? Kings with Kiki, and let the person decide what they want. Exactly. Don't badger the person. And that's the thing that I hate, right? Somebody is in a relationship. They know that you're single, but still they're going to try to come for you. Dollface makeup artistry. What's up, Juanita? They're in a relationship and they're going to try to come for you because they know that you're single, because they know that you're vulnerable, because they know that you don't necessarily have anybody. Give me 1 second. Sorry, Catechist is acting crazy. I had to kick her out of the room. I apologize. Anyhow, you have people who they're in a relationship with somebody, unbeknownst to you. But the impression that they're giving is that they're not in a relationship. No, you're okay. It's all right if you're late. You're okay. You're okay. Okay. And they'll want you because they know that you're single. They'll want you because they know that you're vulnerable. They'll want you because they know that they can toy with you. And there really isn't anything that you can do about it because you're open to this person. This person is paying attention to you. This person is saying all the right things to you. They compliment you every day. They hang out with you like on your lunch break, like every day. They bring you little things that they know that you like and all these kind of things, right? That's how you start sending mixed messages to the person. I know. Don't kill me about Katika. She's just crazy. Mass main, that's the worst part. People love to try to take what they can't have. Say that again. Say that part again. People love to take what they cannot have. And this is the part that I was saying about people who want their cake and eat it too. If you know you're in a relationship with someone, stop fucking flirting with people who you know are available and looking to be in a relationship with you. Stop lying about the fact that you're in a relationship with somebody, in a solid relationship with the person, or whatever the case may be. If you know that you don't have it in you to commit to the person who you're flirting with or sending mixed messages to, just stop. Because all you're going to do is hurt that person. And why would you do that? Kinks with Kiki said I'm burning down houses at this point. Girl, we're going to delete that out of the chat just in case. Just in case anything happens and there's an arson charge, we're going to delete that out of the chat. Right, and the same sort of thing. I just checked someone. Don't give me intimacy if that's not where you're at. Really, Mo, what else are you supposed to do? And that's why I say I don't like the adage, to have your cake and you can't have your cake and eat it too because you're supposed to eat cake. But we all sort of generally across the board know what that means, right? But anyhow, the point is clear communication. Stop leading people on. Stop flirting with people if you have no intention. And again, we're not talking about harmless flirting every now and again, playing a compliment. Everybody in this feed understands what I'm saying without me having to explain it in full detail about the type of flirting that leads a person to feel like, you and them are in something, plain and simple, right? And if you know that you're not in a position to offer that person the type of relationship that they're looking for, leave them the fuck alone. Leave them alone. Just leave them alone and stop that, And this is the thing I don't understand with okay, so I'm going to speak from a perspective of men. Because I'm single doesn't mean that you need to come for me. Especially if you have a woman. I'm not looking you and your woman. If you have a woman, beg you please, leave me alone. Pay me the compliment and keep it moving. Say what you have to say to me and keep it moving. You don't need to stop and try to friend me up and boost up my ego and all these things. You don't need to do any of that stuff. Pay the compliment and keep it moving. Right? Because if you're not available to do that whole dance with me, I'm not here for any of it. Because like Kings with Kiki said, fire for your house is coming. Bun down a blood clot one time. No, just joking. But there will be a problem. You know what I mean? I have learned in my life right now, I don't ramp nice with people when you decide that you want to play with my feelings because I'm not here for it. And I say to people up front, if you're not in a position to be in a relationship with me, or to entertain being in a relationship. If you're in another relationship where you're at the end of the relationship, where, you know, things aren't working out between the two of you guys, sort that shit out before you come to me. Because if you're not available to at least give me 80% where we can work towards the other 20% to make it a full 100, I'm not here for any of that bullshit. Not with nobody. Right? And I say to people, so like, you're what? Single? Like, are you single? And it's crazy that you actually have to ask people that in this day and age, but people will be some type of single and fully lead you on into thinking that you and them are in something or developing, building towards something, for them to turn around and say, okay, well, you know, I worked it out with my girl. Or the woman will be like, well, I worked it out with my ex. Well, he's not my ex anymore, and we're working on things. Absolutely crazy to me. Cash Out Boy, I had to leave this lady alone because I wanted to be with someone else. And I respect that 110%. I respect that. Absolutely admirable. Mass Main, when they see you happily taken, they try to slide in the DMs for some stupid reason. People are a mess. Listen to me. Somebody that I'm acquainted with on social media today, I said the same thing to him. People will come for you when they see that you're happy because misery loves fucking company. Misery loves company. Remember, me tell you. I don't know what is wrong with people. It's like when you're free and single, they don't want nothing to do with you. The second they see you're in a relationship and you're happy, oh, all of a sudden they're bringing your favorite snacks to work. All of a sudden they're asking you if you want to go on lunch dates. All of a sudden they're checking up and saying, you know, hey, how you doing? All of a sudden you're getting the good morning text and the good morning DMs left, right, and center. You know that this person has no intention of wanting to be with you. They just want to see how far they can push it and how far they can get with you. And this is the thing that I say, okay, so the part of responsibility on ownership of the person on the receiving end, stop letting people fuck around with you. If you know that person is, if you actually know that that person is with somebody, stop letting that person fuck around with you. Stop allowing them to push your boundaries and see how far they can get. Stop making them play with you. Dollface Makeup Art, they want to be able to leave that communication open. People want access to too much shit that they shouldn't have access to. Nick is exactly right. People want access with you without accountability. And I'm not here to play that game with anybody. And nobody should be here to play that game with anybody. Plain and simple, right? Again, if you know that you're not available, stop playing with people's emotions. If you on the other end of it, on the receiving end of it, if you are the recipient of it, and you know that that person is not available, stop making them play with you. Stop making them play with you. You're in control of yourself. The Dunwood Legacy. It's human nature in wanting what you can't get. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. But again, that's why I say, you know, that responsibility, accountability is twofold. The person who's doing the flirtation, the person who is doing the leading on, they absolutely have a responsibility to stop being a fuckboy or stop being a fuckgirl and don't do that bullshit, right? But the person who's on the receiving end, if you know that that person is a fuckboy in female form or male form, and you feel like you're going to be the one to change it, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Because the truth is, if you allow that to happen, you're just as accountable as that person is. If you know that that person is with somebody, or you've heard through the grapevine, or if you've seen certain things about that person where you know that they're no good, that responsibility falls on you to protect yourself and protect your own energy. Exactly. Nita said, fuck that. I don't want somebody that belongs to someone else. Don, what's going on? How are you? It's like I said, it's plain and simple. There's a line where you draw it where it's harmless flirting, where you pay a compliment to someone and you keep pushing. For me, it's that point at which where you stop to try to make it something more than it is. You know what I mean? When the compliments become like, ooh, girl, your ass looks so fat in that skirt. I'd like to get a squeeze on that. Or the compliments become like, ooh, daddy, I don't like when you talk to them other girls in the office. You're mine. And again, it's not a male specific thing because women do it as well. It gets to that point where you have to take responsibility for the things that you say, and you have to be accountable for your level of communication with another person. I honestly love when you guys interact, because at some point I can't read everything that's going on, so I like to see the dynamics that's happening. I like that. Anyhow, the last time I think I ran out before we actually got through all the topics. So we are next going to talk about, and this was a discussion that I had with Angie_Young75. Can you stop a person from cheating on you? So the short answer is you can't stop anybody from doing anything that they want to do. Plain and simple. The only thing that stops a cheater is themselves. You can, so, not good pussy, not children, not your wedding ring, not the best dick sucking on the planet, not the best pussy eating on the planet. You can't cook somebody's belly out of them cheating on you. You can't gift them things to stop them. There is nothing. There is not a single thing that you can do to stop somebody from cheating, right? So we'll use the example that everybody knows of. Cardi B thought because she's got fat girl pussy and because she's got that wet mouth and that deep throat, and she has money and fame and a baby and all these things, that her man wouldn't cheat on her. And what did he do? He cheated on her. You know why? Because he could. Because he knows his woman. He knows that no matter what he does, where she is in her life, she's not going to want to start over. It would take him a motherfucking long time to win that sorry back. But I guarantee you, you give it enough time, she'd take him back. And she did, right? Swore blind because she's got fat pussy energy. She got pussy like a fat bitch, is what she said. I got fat bitch pussy, right? And I got that wet mouth, that deep mouth. Ain't no man want to leave me. And her man cheated on her, straight up. There's nothing that you can do to stop a person from cheating on you. And again, it's not gender specific. It's not to say that men cheat more than women, because I've read studies where they say that women are better cheaters than men because we know how to hide some shit, but we're not going to get into all of that. But people cheat. People cheat. Look at it. Great Organza. Beyonce thought so too. Beyonce is deemed to be the goddess of music, the goddess of the world. You know, the queen of the queen of music. And her man cheated on her too. There's nothing that you can do to stop a person from cheating. The only thing that stops a person from cheating is themselves, right? Maybe they'll cheat and they'll feel bad about it and they'll never do it again. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a process that they have to go through, or they have to go through counseling or whatever the case may be. But the fact still remains, you cannot stop a person from doing something that they want to do. Now, are there different reasons why people cheat? Absolutely. Some people cheat for emotional reasons. Some people cheat because they're just greedy and they want extra pussy or they want extra dick. Some people cheat because they're sexually unfulfilled. Some people cheat because of lack of communication in the relationship. You know what I mean? But they don't want to give up their relationship. There's a number of different reasons why people cheat. We can't get into all of them. But again, at the end of the day, you can't stop somebody from doing something that they want to do. There's nothing that you can do that will make that person not do it. Erotic boudoir. Funny how some men are happier with a girlfriend and cheat and all of a sudden miserable when that woman leaves their ass. Oh dear. Let me pat my hair because Nick, you're hurting up my head. You're hurting my head up tonight. Mass Main, women are way better cheats than men because men are more stupid about it. You know, semantics, I'm not gonna say yes or no or one way or the other. Okay, so let me be fair. I think that women are smarter cheaters, if we had to pick the gender to be the better at it, because we leave less evidence, right? We make sure that our asses are covered, and I feel like we leave less evidence. But I also feel like women are more emotional cheaters than sexual, physical cheaters. And when I say that, I mean that I feel like women, when they decide or they make that choice to cheat, is because there's something emotionally lacking in their relationship, and they've made an emotional connection with another person, another man or another woman. They've made an emotional connection with another person. And what ends up happening for most women is that emotional connection leads them to the point of a sexual connection with another person. We have this conversation all the time, right? There are women who can fuck for the sake of fucking and not be emotionally attached, like myself. But when I'm emotionally attached, it's a completely different thing because my focus is that love union between us, right? So we're not talking about women who just want to fuck. We're talking about women who get emotionally attached. Mass Main, good question, is what do people find worse, physical or emotional cheating? Definitely emotional cheating, because physical cheating is just fucking, right? This is the thing that we're just talking about. Emotional cheating, you become tied to another person, and 9 times out of 10, there's nothing that you can do to gain back that level of emotional trust between you and the person that you've cheated on. Absolutely, right? And again, with women, you know, why they say women are better cheaters is because for women, 9 times out of 10, it starts as emotional cheating, right? Because they're missing something in their relationship, because they're not being emotionally fulfilled, because the person has stopped paying attention to them, because the person has stopped complimenting them, because the person has stopped loving them the way that they used to in order to get them into the relationship, and they become complacent, right? So what ends up happening, I feel, for women is that not necessarily that you look for someone to fill that gap, but you have someone who comes along, and they compliment you, and not just your physical self, they listen to you talk. And they compliment the way that you speak, and they compliment your intellect, and they compliment your insight, and they compliment, the fact that you are open-minded, and the fact that, you think all these really great and wonderful things, right? And then you're like, oh, wow, this person really listens to me. And then you want to open up more to the person. Welcome, goodie. Welcome back. Big Easy B1. Welcome up. Welcome. Great organza. That's not to say that physical is okay, but emotional is definitely worse. And I think that people on a whole will agree. Because it's like, this is for me. If I'm emotionally cheating on you, I'm kissing that person. And for me, that's a big deal. If it's just physical cheating, I just want to feel what that man's cocky feels like. And I want to feel what his head game feels like big and serious, you know what I mean? As adults and as grown folks. If I get to the point where I'm emotionally involved with that person, I don't want to have sex with the person that I'm in the relationship with, because everything about me is now tuned into that other person, because my emotions are leading me, right? Where my emotions go, my mental goes, and where my mental goes, my physical goes, right? Once someone has captured your woman emotionally, you have a hell of a fucking uphill battle to get her back. I guarantee you, right? It's a fight and it's a struggle. And 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you the man who's being cheated on because his woman started with emotional cheating, he's not even aware of what's going on. A man would rather take a woman fucking on him, just straight fucking, she just wanted the penis one time, than to know that she's emotionally involved with that other person. Cash out boy, 414. That's real talk, and that's how cheated because she listened. That's how you cheated because she listened. Oh, I feel bad. People need to be heard. People need to be valued. People need to be loved, and not just in the physical sense. And I say this all the time. Work needs to be done when you're in a relationship. You cannot become complacent because you're in the relationship with that person. You can't stop flirting with the person that you love. You can't stop going on dates with the person that you love. You can't stop spending time with the person that you love. You can't stop paying attention to the person that you love and feel like that's just okay and they're just going to stay. It just doesn't work that way. You have to think of your relationship like a job. Suppose you're working on a line, where there are bottles going by, and you think to yourself, okay, my responsibility is to push that bottle that's on the outside in a little bit, and that's my only responsibility. But I see that, it's not too far. It's not coming too close to the edge. So I sit back and I kick up my foot and I say to myself, I'll just leave it. The bottle's not going to fall off. And sure enough, as the bottles go by and the belt is going by, one bottle starts to fall off. And I can't catch it because I wasn't paying attention. And then so I get up now and I'm like, okay, let me watch a little bit. Okay, the bottles are fine. I sit back down and I cock up my foot again. And I stop paying attention because I feel like the bottles are fine. I'm not doing my job. I have one job to do, but I'm not doing my job. And the bottles go by and another bottle falls off. Now 2 bottles have dropped and broken. Okay? Now you're risking your supervisor paying attention to the fact that you're not paying attention to your job. In the relationship, you are each other's supervisors. When you stop paying attention to your job, your supervisor pays attention and takes notice. And what happens in a job in the real world, when you start fucking up at your job, your supervisor starts to look to replace you with somebody else who is willing to pay attention and do that job. Off pitch Hennessy, that's when the work really starts. Maintenance is mandatory in a relationship. It is. And I'm baffled by people who feel like, okay, well, we're together now. What more do you need? I chose you. What more do you need? It doesn't work that way. Every relationship, and it's not to say and when I liken it to a job, I feel like it's because it's the easiest thing for people to understand that it takes work. There's no job that you do on the planet that doesn't require some level of work. Dante, I think people are so focused on getting into a relationship that they don't focus on the fact that you have to keep putting in the work for the relationship to flourish. Say that shit again. And that's exactly it. You know what I mean? Nothing thrives by itself. It's like when you have a plant and you're like, okay, well, the plant looks great. It's green. It's got a little bit of sunshine. I don't need to water it. I don't need to do anything. And tutus. You start to notice the edges of the leaves are getting brown, but you say to yourself, well, that's okay. It's a little bit of brown. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no harm, right? Then a few more weeks go by and you're noticing that the brown is starting to consume a little bit more of the leaves. But instead of watering it, what do? You go and clip off the brown parts so that the whole thing is green, right? So in you clipping off the brown parts from the leaves, what you're doing in essence is ignoring the fact that the plant needs to be watered. You refuse to pay attention to that. So you leave it alone, a few more weeks go by or more time goes by, and you notice that the brown starts to come back. And again, you say to yourself, well, it's not a lot of brown. It's not dying. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's a plant. It's good. It's green. You know, look at it. It's fabulous. It's fine. You have trees outside that nobody waters every single day and they're fine. They live, for hundreds of thousands of years, right? And then you come back and a little bit more time go by and you notice that there's more brown. And what do again? You trim off the brown on the leaves. And now what's happening? Your leaf is getting smaller because you're cutting off the brown part. You're cutting off the parts that are dying. Instead of paying attention to the root, instead of watering your plant, your laziness says, you know what? I don't have time for all that. Let me just trim off these parts so that nobody sees. You're cutting off the parts of your relationship that you need to water. You're cutting off the parts of your relationship that you need to tend to in order for it to flourish. It's like a dying plant. You know what I mean? The difference with trees that are in nature is they've got a water resource, underneath the ground that goes deep and that you can't see. But at the same time, it rains. It rains. You know what I mean? People who grow trees in their back, you have to water them. You have to water the things that you want to nourish. It's the same with relationships. You have to pour into the relationship to nourish it. Relationships just don't make themselves work. Not because, oh, well, I love him, he loves me, we're together, and that's all that matters. Okay. And that's why so many relationships fail, because people are not paying attention to the important and integral things like spending time with one another, like learning each other's love languages. You know what I mean? If you're in a relationship right now, do you know your partner's love language? Do they know yours? Do they know how to effectively communicate with you? Do they know how to love you the way that you want to be loved? And do you know how to love them the way that they want to be loved? Not just the way you think that they should be loved, but the way that they actually communicate to you that they want to be loved and the way that they need to be in order to flourish in the relationship. People are lazy. People are lazy and they feel like once they get into the relationship, that's all the work that they have to do. I made it this far. We're in a relationship. I'm committed to you. I chose you and you chose me. We're together and that's it. It doesn't work that way. There's work to be done. Being in a relationship is a full-time fucking job. It's a full-time job. It is one of the most important responsibilities that you have. Your relationships are the most important responsibility that you have because you're in charge of caring for someone's heart. You're in charge of helping to care for someone's mental and emotional well-being. You're in charge of supporting and loving that person and truly being in a relationship with that person. And that takes work, ongoing work. If you talk to couples who have been together for 20 and 30 and 40 years, they'll tell you, they'll all say the same thing. It takes work. Of Hennessy. Also, people need to realize people evolve, and in that maintenance, you will see what is needed to keep growing. It's true. So I'll tell you, like, even a personal story. My young adults, their dad and I, we got together when I was 20 going on 21. So a very long time ago. And we were young and we were naive, and we started our family we knew enough about each other that we knew we wanted to be together, but we didn't know enough about ourselves. And without that part, we started to grow up into our adult selves and we grew apart because we didn't, no one had ever sat down with us and said, you guys need to put in the work, and you need to communicate, and you need to talk about the way that you love one another, and talk about the way that you need to be loved, and you need to support each other and have those conversations and what have you, right? So all the things that I failed at in my relationship with their dad, I imparted on them, or he and I have imparted on them, because we've got a great co-parenting relationship. And it's unfortunate because sometimes when you're really young and you get into a relationship, you grow up and you do grow apart. But if you put in the work and you have people who love and support you and are there to offer guidance in how to keep your relationship not just afloat but thriving, listen to those people and pay attention to them. You know, we live in a completely different world now. If we're talking about, 20 some odd years later, because yes, I'm an old girl, life is very, very different. You know what I mean? You have access to so much more and so many more resources, and also even people who are willing to have open and honest conversation with you about how to make things work and about their fuck ups and what they did wrong and what they learned in the relationship and mistakes that they made that, they're remiss to repeat. Pay attention to those things. There should be people around you who love and support you and offer that type of guidance. Mass main, that's real. There's no step-by-step manual. You got to study, learn, and build. And that's exactly it. Relationships and people are ever evolving and ever changing, but if you're invested and you love that person, then you stay invested and you stay loving that person. And what that means is, the thing that most people think about, everyone loves the same way. And that's not even the case. People's needs are all different. Even within the context of the 5 love languages and the way that people receive information, the way that people think about love, the way that people give love, the way that people receive love, it's as different as the person's personality is different. And I always say you shouldn't just love somebody the way you think that they should be loved. You need to find out from that person the way that they want to be loved. And that's where the success is. People feel like, well, I love you. I'm giving you everything that you want. You should be happy. Why are you unhappy? But if your version of giving them everything that they want is always buying them gifts to make up for the fact that you don't keep your promises, it's always buying gifts to keep up for the fact that when they want to talk to you about something that's emotionally troubling them, you don't listen. If you're always buying them gifts to, in trading places with the fact that you really and truly don't spend enough quality time with them, if you're always giving gifts to make up for the fact that you're not invested in the things that are important to them, that's your way of loving them. That's not their way of being loved. They want to be loved in being heard. They want to be loved in being valued and supported. Hey, I have this small business I'm interested in doing. I'd really love if you would come to my grand opening. Oh, well, I can't, I don't have time, but can I make a donation to, but you understand where I'm going with it, right? It makes it really difficult for people to have loving and meaningful relationships. Don D, I think the 2 major things that help relationships is 1, communication, and 2, the ability to be vulnerable with your partner. Absolutely. No 2 relationships are the same. You have to, and Nita, you're absolutely right. You have to love people the way that they need to be loved. And again, you can't say to somebody, well, I'm giving you everything that you need. I'm loving you the way, that, that I think that you should be loved. You can't think for somebody about how they want to be loved. You can ask them. You can ask them and give them an opportunity to tell you, but you can't assume the way that somebody wants to love. That's absolutely asinine. How can I find her love language? Ask her. Cash Out Boy 414. The simplest thing to do is ask her. There is a book called The 5 Love Languages. You can actually find it online. It's very simple. So my suggestion first would be to find the book, The 5 Love Languages, or find it online, The 5 Love Languages, and read it. Within reading it, see within the 5 if there's something that alerts you to her style of being loved, just based on your communication with her and based on the relationship that you have with her thus far. But also have a conversation with her. Communication and understanding and comprehension is everything. We sometimes listen to people for the sake of being able to respond, instead of listening to the person with the intention of absorbing and digesting what the person is saying, so that we can learn that person better, so we can learn to love that person better, so that we can learn to communicate with that person more effectively, right? Comprehension and communication are everything. Ask her. Talk to her. Mac Earl, Son of the King, women don't always show you. And again, and that's why we were talking about emotional cheating, because women don't always show you. Listen to me. You have a woman who will put on a fucking poker face. Well, you will never know that anything's wrong with her. Meanwhile, every Thursday night when she says she's going to bingo, she's going to go have coffee at Starbucks with John. And you don't know it because John fulfills her. John makes her happy. And when she comes home, you know, she's skipping on cloud 9 because she's had this conversation with John where John has listened to her dreams and listened to her aspiration and listened to her ideas about her small business and listened to her complain about you. Women don't always show. People don't always show you. They really and truly don't, especially when they feel like you're not invested, especially when they feel like you're not listening, and especially when they feel like you're really not comprehending what they're saying. They stop showing you. The Dunwood Legacy. There's also a test online to take in order to find out what your own love language is. Yes. I'm just saying, I was just giving Starbucks as an example, but you understand what I mean. You know what I mean? When it comes down to the point where the woman is, you know, she stops being as emotionally invested in her relationship because she feels like she's not, when the person stops being emotionally invested in their relationship because they don't feel like they're getting what they need, they will find ways and excuses to go out there and do whatever it is that they want to do or whatever it is that they need to do. And I know that the original conversation that we started about is how you stop someone from cheating. And at the end of the day, you really can't. Some people cheat for emotional reasons. Some people cheat because they're greedy and they want more pussy or they want more dick. But at the end of the day, the only thing that stops a person from cheating is themselves. Plain and simple. So, I don't know how much more we want to get into it. We've got probably about 15 minutes. So I'm going to move on to our next topic. I feel like I'm running this like a talk show. It's actually really funny to me. So the final topic that we're going to discuss today is, can you have a relationship or friendship with your ex? Whew. So, Off Pitch Hennessy, did you say Starbucks is very romantic? I can't deal with you. No, I don't know about Starbucks being romantic, but yeah, leave that alone. Can you be friends with your ex? I think that you can, but I think it depends on a number of factors. Goody said, for me, nope. I think it depends on, because they always want to come back. Yeah, a lot of times they do. But I think it depends on a number of things. I think it depends on the breakup. Absolutely. Planet 85, definitely it depends on the breakup. Dante Photos, it depends on how the relationship ends. So the same thing. So I think it depends on the breakup, you know, because sometimes you have, okay, so I'm going to speak from the perspective of a woman. As much as I don't like to generalize, I'm going to speak from the perspective of a woman. You have some women who, when you break up with them, they're not ready and they're unwilling to accept the fact that this breakup is happening. And so they become bitter because they didn't want the breakup to happen. No matter how bad you've treated them, no matter how many times you've cheated on them, no matter whatever. It's not even so much the fact that you're breaking up with them. It's the fact that whatever it is that they were getting from you or whatever they felt were the good things in the relationship, now someone else is going to benefit from these things, right? And so oftentimes what a woman like that will do is she'll try to sidle up to you and try to be your friend, want to meet your new girl, want to start showing up wherever you guys are. If you've got mutual friends, you know, to amp up those relationships, to find out what's going on with you and all these things, right? Those kind of people, nah, you can't be friends with them, right? I don't think that it's healthy to be in a relationship with someone who, if you've had an amicable breakup where you both have agreed that your relationship can't go any further and it's time for you guys to just part ways, that's a completely different thing. That's a civilized breakup. But if it was a nasty breakup where one person feels bitter, absolutely not. It's not a good idea because it just is an unhealthy and toxic situation, and you run the risk of deepening that toxicity. And when I say that because what ends up happening, like Woody said, the person wants to come back. And they don't want to come back for any kind of good intentions. They want to come back usually to make your life miserable, to mash up the relationship that you've gotten into, to try to prevent you from getting into another relationship. They have no intention of really wanting to be with you or really wanting to continue to forge a relationship. They just don't want to see you with anybody else. And that is sad and unfortunate. But those kind of people, you absolutely can't be friends with. Would I say entirely that you shouldn't be friends with any of your exes? I don't agree. You know what I mean? Me and my ex, my children's father, we have a friendship. I will check in on him to make sure he's okay. He will check in on me to make sure that I'm okay. Intimately, we haven't been together since we split up when the kids were small. Romantically, we haven't been together since the kids were small. Our focus is having a friendship for the sake of our kids and for the sake of us being able to co-parent, right? And that took a while for us to get to that point, and a lot of conversation and growth and development for us to get to that point. You have people who are, were in relationships where they have children and they can't be friends because somebody's bitter about the breakup. You have people who are in relationships where there are no children and they still can't be friends because somebody's bitter about the breakup. Whether it's the man or whether it's the woman, I'm not saying that it's one gender more than the other, but 9 times out of the 10, somebody is pissed about the fact that the relationship ended and they're out for blood. They say, oh, well, we can still be friends, we can still hang out. Nah, don't do it to yourself. They're trying to infiltrate, I guarantee you, especially if you're looking to be in another relationship with someone. They're coming to fuck up and wreck your relationship and coming to fuck up and wreck your life, plain and simple. Great Organza. Yes, Bree, we broke up for a reason. I feel the exes I'm cool with now, Dante. Craze Driver, the prophet is speaking. Keep the chatter a little, please. Very funny. But it's true, you know what I mean? I think you have to gauge the person. You have to gauge the person's personality, and you have to know something about the person that you're with. Because again, it's not everybody that you can be friends with, and not everybody is mature enough once they've broken up in order to be friends with, that you can be friends with them, right? Don D. I feel the exes that I'm cool with now. We have a deep friendship before the relationship, and that's helped us to still have a friendship now. Right. So oftentimes starting off as friends, if things don't work out, you're able to transition back to being friends. It may be a little bit difficult because you've developed a deeper emotional bond if you've gotten into an intimate relationship and a more personal relationship. But at the end of the day, if you love the person and you're concerned about their mental and emotional well-being, at the level of a friend, there shouldn't be anything that prevents you from being able to continue to care about that person. Maybe not in such a deeply connected way, but you should still be able to dialogue with that person. You should still be able to, hang out with that person from time to time. You may not have the same sort of deeply involved level of relationship that you had before, but you still should be able to maintain a friendship with the person after the fact. I'm talking about people who got into a relationship, and the establishment of their relationship came from like sexual intention, and then the mental connection came and the emotional connection came, so that when that relationship breaks up, especially if it's like based around arguments and all kind of fighting and accusations and all that kind of stuff, it's better to leave those kind of friendships. Will never flourish and never be anything, because one person is always going to be miserable and bitter. Goody. When we broke up, it's done. Why do I need a friend now? You wasn't a friend to me in the relationship. Move on, sir. Off Pitch Hennessy, it's the maturity that drives the friendship and hands out of the cookie jar and all that too. If you guys are going back to friends, you can't still fuck. You can't fuck your ex. That's not a friendship. That's fucking your ex, and that's still holding on to the relationship, and that is very emotionally and mentally toxic. You cannot continue to fuck your ex and lie to yourself to say that that's a friendship, because it's not. Oh, excuse me, Don D. Yeah, there's some people that you have to love from a distance, absolutely. Planet 85, checking in and catching up every once in a while. That's as far as it goes, I guess. True, And people don't understand that there are different levels of friendships that you can maintain with a person. It's not to say that you have to talk to them every day. It's not to say that you have to be buddy-buddy. You can still love a person from a distance, and you can still be friends with a person in the way that you care about them. You care about their mental and emotional well-being. You check on them to make sure that they're okay. You let them know that if you ever need anything, you can call me, or, you can let me know, or whatever the case may be. Those kind of people, you love them from a distance, and you maintain a certain level of friendship with them, because you sometimes run the risk of getting emotionally involved or carrying over those residual feelings, and you definitely don't want to do that. But then there are people who you just need to leave alone and let go of. Those people are no good for you and have no good intention for you and mean you no good in any parts of your life at all, and because you feel that energy from that person. Okay, so for example, I break up with a dude. He's mad about the fact that we've broken up. I still break up with him anyway. So 3 months have gone by. I've moved on with my life. I start dating again. He checks in and he says to me, hey, how you doing? I was thinking about you. Just want to see if you're okay. What's going on? Are you seeing anybody? And I say, yeah, I've started dating this really great guy. His name is Sean. He's really wonderful. And then, he's like, oh, so, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, we were going to go to the art gallery because there's a new exhibit coming out or whatever the case may be, right? 2 twos. My new boyfriend, Sean, and I are at the art gallery, and there's my ex. And my ex comes over, with all the machismo and all the bravado and comes and hugs me like we're still together. Now I have to explain to Sean why my ex is being a dick. And then I have to race up my ex and say, yo, Virgin, what y'all dealing with? Like, what you up on? Me and you are not together. Cut out the fuckery, right? And then it creates this whole kind of argument. So now every day, my ex is calling me. He's like, hey, babe, don't call me babe. Hey, boo, don't call me boo. Okay, sorry, I was just checking up on you. You know what? We can't be friends. I'm your friend. I love and care about you. Love and care about me from a distance, sir. Because I'm not here for the bullshit with nobody. Don't do it. Off pitch Hennessy. Sometimes people are better friends to each other than partners. True. Great Organza, that's him trying to keep the soul tie alive, but checking in. Nah, sabas. But, and that's the whole thing. It's like, you're not checking on me for any sort of good reason or following up with me because you care. You're bitter as shit. You know that the good pussy and the good things them are going to somebody else. Now it has you in your feelings. And now you feel like you want to try to come back and try to correct shit that you should have done when we were together to begin with. I'm not here for that. Sir. No time, no place, no hole with nobody, Like I said, there are certain people that I can be friends with. There are certain exes of mine that we have great friendships and, we will see each other from time to time. We'll go and hang out and have lunch from time to time or whatever. When they've gotten into a new relationship, I am genuinely and sincerely happy for them because there's a level of love that I have for them that I will always have. But me to show up where they are, me for stop them, me for contact their girlfriend, me not do it. Not for no fucking body and not for no fucking reason. And when I feel like I've, ended a relationship with somebody and that's the bullshit that they're on, that's not from a place of genuine love and concern for me. That's from a place of greed and selfishness. And that's from a place of seek and destroy. And I'm not here for that with nobody, sir. No time. Woo! Anyhow, yeah, I always find those kind of situations crazy. And it's funny because you never really hear about men doing a lot. You mostly hear about like the crazy exes, and it's usually the girlfriend who, is scratching up your car and egging up your car and writing cheater on your car and doing all these things, or, showing up where they know you and your new girl are. Man, that's a set of energy man I have for nobody. Like when I think about the amount of work that goes into stalking someone's page, creating a fake page to stalk someone's page, stalking their girl, trying to show up wherever their girl, like I know that their girl goes to Jenny's nail salon, so I'm going to show up at Jenny's nail salon every day until I see the bitch. No. I'm so sorry. To me, that's just absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? If you and I broke up for whatever the reasons are, I wish you well. I hope you find somebody that you love. I hope that you move on in a healthy and happy way. I hope that love finds you again because it's not with me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Off pitch Hennessy, men do it too. That, again, it's just crazy to me that anybody has that much time on their hands where they are sitting down trying to stalk somebody because they fucked up and they lost a relationship. Or because it just came to a point where that person has decided that this isn't for them anymore and they've moved on with their life. Like, to think that anybody is sitting down studying me that hard to try to figure out how they can infiltrate my new relationship is just, that's a level of mental toxicity that I cannot comprehend. And not even that I can't, I'm just unwilling to. Because that requires for me to take up part of my brain pan with trying to understand someone's idiocy, and I'm just not doing it. No time. Okay. Anyhow, we are in the last couple of minutes, and before I get abruptly cut off like I normally do, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who joined my live. This live, of course, is brought to you by my podcast, The Pum Pum Chronicles. I have 2 special shout outs. I'm running a birthday promotion. My birthday is November the 4th, so I have a promo that's running for people who want to gift or make a donation to myself, to my podcast. And I'll post it after. But I first want to give a shout out. He asked me not to say his name, but one of my followers was very generous in sending my first donation today. So I wanted to send a shout out to him and tell him thank you very much. And I appreciate it. I appreciate your generosity. And my second shout out is to Mo MK3 Photography, my man. So Mo is out in a city called Ottawa, which is about 4 hours from where I live, and Mo used to be here. Mo is a phenomenal photographer. If you are in the Ottawa area, please hit him up. And Mo, thank you for your generosity. You know, I love you dearly and I appreciate you, not just because of the donation, but just because of the wonderful person that you are. So anyone who's looking for a great photographer in Ottawa, in Canada, M3K Photography, big up yourself. Thank you very much for my birthday gift. I appreciate it. And that's it for me. Everyone have a great night. Check me out on YouTube, The Pum Pum Chronicles. I appreciate you all. Thanks for tuning in.